Hey there, everybody. Here I am in Topeka, Kansas. Hopefully everybody can hear me all right. I am at the Equality House, which you can see behind me, if I'm showing it correctly. And welcome to Trial and Eric. As you can see over here, the Equality House sits on the other side of this place, which you can see right back here. And this is the Westboro Baptist Church. And very different, colorful, and lovely. This is Planting Peace. There, plantingpeace.org, which you can go to. And inside are Planting Peace founders, Davis, Aaron, and Rob. So here is the front of this beautiful place where these guys live in Topeka, Kansas. And a really interesting piece of this puzzle is, I'll tell you in a second. So here I am in the kitchen. I think we're all good. And this is Davis.
Hey.
With Planting Peace. And usually this social stream starts kicking in a bit.
Okay.
But we are live, and then I'm going to do my little Facebook post where I say, yay! Doing all this social media stuff. Okay, so how are you?
I'm doing pretty awesome. It's been a good day.
It's been a good day?
Yeah.
A good day at the Equality House?
Yeah.
And how many people live here?
3 people.
3 people. You, Rob, and Aaron.
Yeah.
Right? And you've been here about 3 months?
3 months, yeah.
And how long has it been since you painted the front?
It was March 19th, so about 3 weeks, something like that.
And you got a ton of attention in that short amount of time.
Yeah, less than a month.
That's pretty amazing. So, yeah, I just got it out of my car, so I'm a little frazzled. I spent yesterday in Phoenix, flew into Denver, and then drove all the way to Topeka, and here we are. So, are you the cook of the house? Who's the cook of the house?
Oh, we all cook, actually.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, we kind of share all responsibilities. All of us know how to cook. We're all vegetarians, so
okay.
I had to learn
You're
how to
all
cook.
vegetarians?
Yeah, we're all vegetarians.
Oh, wow.
I've been a vegetarian since I was in 4th grade.
Wow.
So I had to teach myself how to cook because my mom did not take too kindly to me becoming a vegetarian.
Oh, she wasn't a vegetarian?
No.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So, what are you going to cook for us right now?
So I'm going to make a breakfast bagel.
Yes.
I didn't really know what to make. I'm usually an improv cook. I usually just kind of see what's around the house.
Well, you improv'd it. I called you last minute about all this stuff, and you pulled it together real fast.
So I'm also doing this because we have farm fresh eggs.
Yes.
I don't know if you know this, but green eggs are like a real thing. That's how they naturally, some of them come out. Living in Kansas, we've had people bring us fresh produce and fresh eggs and stuff, and we got these about an hour before you got here.
That's amazing. People just
show up and we've gotten all kinds of stuff. Usually we actually live off of rice and beans to not spend money, but we people have been bringing us like grocery store cards to make us so that we can eat a little bit better meals.
So the community has really embraced you guys.
Yeah, so that's been probably the most amazing thing. We thought we knew that this would kind of go on some kind of national level. We didn't know how it would be on the local level, and we didn't expect to go international with this.
Wow. And
the local community has just embraced us. We've had every single neighbor has come over. Some of them have cooked us dinner.
Wow.
Our 79-year-old neighbor that lives across the street, she says this makes her want to get out of bed every morning so she can see this house. So
I feel like no matter how somebody might look at you personally or the issue that's behind it, I really feel like people respect when somebody puts something out there like this. When they don't just talk about it, when they do, I feel like just the level of respect you get from people who might be, not as diverse as you would expect them to be or would want them to be. I feel like people mad respect people in this situation. So the fact that people just show up and, I mean, in the time that I've been here, I have to say, I've already seen people taking pictures in front of your house. I haven't even been here a full hour. And people are taking pictures, and people are just showing up and slowing down and honking. I mean, at one point, somebody was like driving by and like just with the thumbs up.
Yeah.
So I mean, the love that comes from all these people, that's got to be very rewarding.
Yeah. Every day we have several hundred people come in the front yard to take pictures. Constantly we have honking and stuff. It's crazy. The response has been amazing.
Well, I'm so happy for you guys. All right. Well, we're in the kitchen, and you're gonna make something.
Yeah. So I have an egg cracked
peaceful
in
breakfast
here.
Sandwich.
Yeah, something like that. And then I'm just gonna add a little bit of garlic powder.
Yeah.
In here, and some black pepper.
Nice.
And like, I don't know.
Hey, do your thing. Is this your first cooking show?
Yeah.
Nice. Well, you're doing a great job. Have you always cooked, or
yeah?
Your family not being vegetarians, were they like, sorry, you're on your own? You're gonna have to cook for yourself.
Yeah, I pretty much took it upon myself to learn how to cook. So I mean, it's been good. I love cooking. It's one of my favorite things to do. But yeah, I just kind of stirred that in.
Yes. And now we're going over to the stove.
Yeah, I'm gonna rinse this off.
So you got your garlic powder, your black pepper, and your butter.
Yeah, we're from the South, so butter is always key.
I have to say, like, as a quick side note to everyone, when I showed up here, we were all kind of talking and hanging out, and it came to all of our attention that did you graduate from there?
No, I went there for a year, and I graduated from a different high school in the area.
And Aaron graduated from there. We all went to the same high school, which I thought was pretty cool. Fort Walton Beach High School, shout out to our Vikings. But it's pretty neat to, like, meet people for the first time, especially in a different part of the country, and then find out that we all went to the same place and shared the same teachers and might even know some of the same people. So I thought that was pretty awesome. All right, back to the cooking.
Okay, so our oven's actually kind of broken, so we just have broil.
Oh, are you?
But
don't say that, or you're gonna end up getting an oven.
Yeah, right. These are just store-bought bagels. It would have taken some time to cook fresh bagels.
Would you have done something like that?
Maybe.
Have you cooked bread in here before?
Not here, but
not
I cooked bread. It's pretty time-consuming though.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'm sure.
Fresh bread is awesome. But I'm just gonna put these face up on broil for a little bit. And let
so we got our everything bagel, and we got our egg with our butter, ready to make this happen.
Yeah, so this is just a tiny little egg skillet that I got.
That's pretty
eggs
cool.
are usually a pain to clean.
Yeah.
Afterwards, and so this was a great investment because it's Teflon or whatever. I don't know. It's non-stick. Oh, sorry.
Hey. I'm just taking it all in. I actually will do a little music plug. How far away are we from Manhattan?
Like 45 minutes.
We are 45 minutes away. I will be performing in Manhattan at Aggie Central Station on Friday in Manhattan, Kansas. I've been on the road for about 3 weeks and ready to go home. So after this, in about 20 minutes, I'm getting back in my car and driving all the way home. So that's probably, I think it's like 4.5 hours. But then on Friday, I'll come back up here, play Manhattan in Kansas, and then go over to St. Louis on Saturday. So if you're in either one of those areas, I will see you soon, and we'll get back to Davis and this food.
All right, so I actually put a little plate or something over this. It makes the egg cook a lot faster and better. It cooks the top. I'm going to go ahead and cut up some, I have a tomato and avocado.
I've just recently become a fan of the avocado.
It's amazing.
Sometimes it's like, it can come like a squishy mess.
Yeah.
If like made right or like cut right, I'm a big fan.
It's pretty hard to find. Stores almost either have way too ripe or underripe avocados. You usually have to buy them and just kind of wait it out.
Nice. I know. Doesn't this go quickly? When you start making stuff, we're already like 15 minutes in. So where are you originally from?
So I was born and raised in Destin, Florida. So I lived there my whole life. And then the only time I haven't lived there is I went to school in Tallahassee at Florida State.
Oh, okay.
And then after I graduated, Aaron asked me to come work with the charity. And so I bought a one-way ticket into eating rice and beans and sleeping on the floor.
Oh
so,
my gosh, that's awesome.
It's been awesome though.
No, that's great.
It's really rewarding.
And Planting Peace was started in what year?
2003? Aaron, is that right? Yeah, 2003.
2003?
So about 10 years ago.
That's amazing. And you started in Destin, and then you branched out into New York City?
Yeah, well, the only thing we do in New York City is we'll go and we do street education.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the causes that we do, a lot of people aren't familiar, we are a charity in the house. We're not just random people.
Plantingpeace.org.
This is just our most recent endeavor. We also have, we dewormed about 13 million people around the world, gotten intestinal parasites out of their bellies.
Wow.
That all started whenever Aaron he was in Haiti helping build a school, and then he asked why children have those distended bellies, the big bloated bellies. And then his interpreter told him that it was because of worms.
Oh, wow.
And it shocked him, and then so he decided that he wanted to try to help deworm 1 million people. And it took him several years to do that. He actually partnered with the translator. And then after, it took him, I think, like 4 years to deworm 1 million people. And then after that, in 1 year, he dewormed 4 million more.
Oh, my gosh.
So we do that. We planted 1 million fruit trees in Haiti. We have 6 orphanages, including an orphanage for physically handicapped children and an orphanage for HIV-positive children in Haiti.
It's amazing.
We planted 1 million fruit trees in Haiti, and we also preserve about 700 acres of rainforest in Peru. So this is our most recent
in
endeavor.
10 years. That's a ton.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's all cumulative. We don't really go from like issue to issue. This is all building up. Right now, we're actually in the process of deworming every child in Guatemala. About 4 million children have intestinal parasites there.
So how did the idea of being the Equality House start?
So that happened because Aaron was, the Westboro Baptist Church is in the news all the time.
Yes.
And, we kind of joke if they cough, it makes national news. And Aaron was just walking on Google Street View, and he saw a for sale sign because he was just like, bored, and he just walked on Google Street View. He saw a for sale sign, and immediately he was like, what if we got that house and painted a rainbow? And then from there, we kind of developed the program, and we're actually raising money for anti-bullying programs for public schools. And everything just kind of coincidences, everything's just worked out. We were kind of just meant to be here, so.
That's amazing.
So
how long between the time of seeing it on Google Earth and being here? How much time was in between that?
It was about a year ago that the first idea emerged, and then about in August and July we started taking it really serious and actually planning out and starting to get a realtor and stuff and acquire the house. And then we moved here about 3 months ago, and we were living in secret. It was really funny. We went to they're all lawyers. If no one's familiar,
the Westboro Baptist Church, they have a reputation for being lawyers and not necessarily harming anybody, but it being more provoking.
Yeah, they play by the rules, but they do really bad things with it.
Yeah, and that's how they probably acquire. I was told that's how they acquire their money. Yeah, by provoking people and then turning around and suing them right away.
Yeah, that's kind of an important note. A lot of people see them protesting and they get angry and they don't know what to do and they lash out.
Yeah.
And the craziest thing is, because one of our goals also is just, the Westboro Baptist Church is known, but there's plenty of hate groups similar to them that are out there. And obviously the saddest part is kids that are involved in this. They have, I think there's 40 grandchildren of Fred Phelps. All these kids are indoctrinated with it from birth. And so we think it's important for people, if you see them protesting, don't lash out. I mean, there's little kids involved. Be nice and show compassion to the kids, because then the kids there see that it's not this hateful world out there.
Up in it. Yeah,
because they're teaching their kids that everyone else is the devil, and then
they show up to all these places as the hateful thing. That's what I was talking about with a friend of mine today earlier. She's a trans performer. Her name's Nomily Brennett. She's just amazing. And me and her were having a discussion on my way here, and we were thinking about that, like where kids end up that are with the Westboro Baptist Church, they end up going to all these places, and they're part of such a hateful group that I'm sure everybody's not showing them a ton of compassion.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody's, like you said, people want to lash back out at them. And then they see all these angry people wherever they go, and it's like two negatives. them being negative and then the other people being negative and like nothing comes from it. But I feel like it's so exciting to see a place like this where you put yourself out as a very non-provoking, very peaceful place, and the amount of love that's been pouring into it. I mean, it's a phenomenal thing, and I commend you guys. All right, people are saying your friends from Oz are watching. Oh, we got some people from the Georgia area. And Stevie Pop says awesome. And I'm just going to say thanks for this. Social media is all connected. So this connected to Facebook. I'm like, thanks for watching. And then I'm going to say, any questions for Davis here at the Equality House?
All right.
And we're back to the cooking.
So this is my favorite cheese ever is Chipotle Gouda cheese. Boarhead started making it.
Nice.
It's phenomenal. So I'm just putting 2 slices like that on here, and I'm gonna throw that in back on broil in the oven. Just kind of melt.
So we are melting our cheese. You have already cooked your egg. You're cutting up your tomato and your avocado.
Yeah.
And then I see some basil pesto over there in the corner.
Yeah, this is key. This is actually an adaptation that I made from when we lived in New York City.
Yeah.
Doing the street education, there's a place called I think it's called New York Muffin.
Oh yeah.
They have a killer bagel, breakfast bagel, and then that's kind of what this is an adaptation on. It's kind of mainly based around having avocado and basil in it. But I mean, it's a breakfast bagel. You can put
whatever. Yeah, as long as there's an egg on it, it's like breakfast. So, how did the bagel turn out? Somebody is asking. The bagel looks like it turned out pretty good. We got our melted cheese that smells awesome.
So then we have this is the egg, and the awesome thing about this is it comes out perfect.
Oh, because of the shape of the pan. So assemble. Oh, you got your tomatoes, you got your avocado, you got your basil, you got your Himalayan pink salt.
Yeah, that's kind of key.
So Aaron and Rob also live here.
Yeah.
And where are they from?
Aaron's from Hilton Head and then Destin, and then Rob's from New York City. He's lived in Queens.
Oh, okay. And Aaron started it. When did Rob come into the picture?
Rob came into the picture in New York. He was working for a different charity, and then he met Aaron, or just kind of another series of random coincidences happened.
Oh, yeah?
And he ended up he left the charity that he was working with and came and worked for us because we essentially, right now, me, Aaron, and Rob, we're all volunteers. We don't pay ourselves anything, but we just work full time. Essentially, we work for the charity in exchange that we get 2 meals a day and a floor to sleep on, and then we just work all the time.
So everything goes into the charity. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people can say that, but not a lot of people actually do it. So that's awesome.
So I just have some avocado on here, and then a slice of tomato.
So as a volunteer and as uprooting yourself to come to Topeka, Kansas, was that scary?
Well, as I said,
had you been up here before?
No, I had never even been to the Midwest. And it definitely was a shock whenever I flew out to New York City and then I was working there. And then Aaron, right after I get there, he's like, "Hey, we might be moving to Kansas." I'm like, "Really, Kansas?"
And when you found out who lived across the street, what was your initial reaction?
Oh, I've been to counter protests for them before. They actually, family died in our community.
Oh, yeah.
A family had died in a plane crash, and they were coming there to protest, saying that God killed all these 3-year-olds that had died. Very terrible event, but that's whenever they kind of came onto my radar. So I already knew about the church and kind of followed, kept up with them.
But even more so, knowing about them and then knowing you were going to be across the street from them.
Yeah.
What was your initial reaction?
I kind of, when Aaron first mentioned it, I laughed and I was like, "We're not doing that."
Yeah.
Like, that's not gonna happen. And then we kind of continued on and started taking it serious, and it kind of seemed like something that, needed to be done.
Oh, definitely.
Our goal with this was, so I sprinkled some Himalayan pink salt, which is really awesome, onto the avocado on the bagel, and I actually go ahead and I cut it before I add the top layer so that everything doesn't smush out. I don't know if that's a technical word right there.
Hey, it's as technical as you want it to be. I think you're cooking more than a lot of people end up cooking on my show. Because it's so fast. I mean, it's a 30-minute thing. You have to be pretty good, and I feel like some people just kind of assemble, but getting a chance to cook and melt cheese and make an egg, it really shows you can do that in 30 minutes. That's awesome.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
That's great. Within the 30-minute regiment time, we still got 6 minutes, so if you don't mind, some lightning round questions from people. Yeah. Has the church given you any problems thus far?
So our interactions with the church were on painting day. Shirley Phelps, who's kind of the spokeswoman for the church,
yes,
she was walking in the front yard looking at us taking pictures, and I asked her how she liked the colors. She said she loved them. I started blowing kisses at her, and then she just laughed and walked back in the compound. Besides that, really they don't say anything to us. They send out nasty stuff on Twitter.
Yeah.
To which we'll reply, like, I've been trying to get Shirley to come over and have dinner with us.
Oh, really?
And she said some nasty things back, and I'll be like, Shirley, girl, come on, we're good cooks. And we kind of just joke with them.
But in person, they're
I mean, honestly,
very respectful.
You would never guess that they are the people holding signs out and, like, hateful stuff, because in person, they're really nice members of the community. Yeah. They're smiling. Like, even if they see us out now, they're still wave and say, hey. And when we first did this, they said, thank God for the Sodomite Rainbow Home is our name from them.
Sodomite Rainbow Home. That's interesting.
But now I think because they thought that this would get them a lot of attention. And a lot of people are like, oh, aren't you giving the church a lot of, or more attention, exactly what they want?
Oh, I never thought about that.
The reality is, though, all the attention has been on what we're doing and this positive message. We've even had, MSNBC was out there. And Australia's had a show out there, and they had live cameras, and the Phelps went out of their way. They put up signs. They really went all out. The cameras never even hit the Phelps. It was all on this positive message.
But it's interesting, considering that they are part of the story, that you would think that they would get attention from it. But at the same time, they're so notorious before you ever showed up that people are, like you said, they're so happy to just be a part of something positive. Mm-hmm. Versus these people who, I mean, tonight I was looking just on, people throw stuff on Facebook, and then it just gets blown everywhere. It's just everybody sees it. It was going around very quickly all day today that they are picketing, I think it's tonight, Roger Ebert's funeral.
Yeah, any big event.
I know, but to me, and they were going after him because they called him like some kind of press junkie, like he was going after, but that's kind of what they do, is like they seem to like go after everything for PR sake.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting that tonight they are going after Roger Ebert, who is just an amazing, very positive guy to begin with, and who has supported the community, the LGBT community, for quite a while. And then people are saying, I think it's great what you're doing, looks great, Nancy loves you. Hey, Eric and Davis. How'd the bagel turn out? Again, you can see it turned out awesome.
It's kind of like sloppy looking, but
hey, usually that's the most delicious. Right real talk food here at the Equality House in Topeka, Kansas. We're taking any more questions if you guys are interested. I think people just want to hear you talk about coming out here and doing this. I don't know. Again, like mad respect for you guys. Where are you guys going next? I mean, since you've been in so many different areas, is there a project coming up for the future?
So right now we're the project that we're working on. So I mentioned we're raising funds for anti-bullying programs. We're actually working. A lot of good anti-bullying resources are out there. They're just either poorly funded or they aren't connected. Like a lot of people will have a one-day seminar for 6th graders, but that doesn't really do anything in the long run. And so what we're trying to do is we're bringing together a bunch of different anti-bullying things, because our attitude is, why not bring all these resources together and just go school district by school district and across the board do a comprehensive K through 12 plan. So we've been talking to different organizations trying to bring that in. Right now we're working with some experts and kind of designing our own program for high schools. Right now we're just in the stage we're having people reach out to us and we're organizing with them. We're right now in the process of working with some people organizing a screening of Bully for the Topeka School District.
That's amazing.
So right now it's just as we get people reaching out to us, we're designing the stuff and working with them. And then also Rob from here, he's about to go back to New York City and start out our street education campaign again for the summer there.
That's awesome. So where can people be a part of it? Like you've said to me, like when I walked in here, you just see cards everywhere. You see cards and things that people have like taken the time to mail you guys and drop by and stop in. When I came to the house, there were already 2 kids that were out knocking on the door to tell them how important this place is. So what is the craziest thing somebody has done in the 3 weeks that you've painted the house? Like, what has been like
the craziest response?
The craziest response that feels like the most rewarding.
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe that this happened.
So, I mean, there's been a lot of them. Like, actually, some days we'll get emails or letters that it's really hard not to cry reading.
Yeah.
We had a man who was 60 years old, and he's been closeted his whole life in the South. And he finally came out to his parents, and they were completely accepting of him. And his parents, he was thinking that essentially they just pass away and you never know. And now his parents are in on it and love him for it. And so that's an amazing story. We had a girl that came to the door crying because her entire family had moved out of Topeka directly because of the Phelps.
Yeah.
And she's the only one that stayed. And then the day we were painting, her family called her and said that now they wish they didn't move out because now Topeka is a sign of a positive thing.
That's amazing. How many people? Nick Gillum is asking, how many people have visited the house?
The first week we did it, we had about 1,000 people a day. We literally, it was as far as you could see. There was just cars, like lines of cars slowly driving by. On Easter, we had probably around 500-600 people, families taking in all Easter clothes,
nuts.
Like adorable little kids taking photos in little Easter suits and stuff. It's been funny. Like a short day or a really weekday for us would be maybe like 150-200 people stopping by.
That is amazing. And it's just great that the community has, and that people are probably traveling from, I mean, I came here from out of town. Like, people must be traveling way out of town to just come and stop by and take pictures in front of the house. There's even a sign in front of the house that says, feel free to take pictures, and you invite people to come out and to come up and to enter into your lives, and it makes you very vulnerable. And I think that's the greatest thing about equality, is not just making a statement, but also being able to back up that statement by putting yourself out there for the negative, even for the Westboro Baptist Church to come over. Like, inviting everybody into your home, I feel like that's where a lot of these great conversations start.
Yeah.
And where you're able to make a place for equality. It's just great. So where can people donate to you?
We have plantingpeace.org. That's planting in the ground peace.org.
I'm going to put that on here.
And we have on that, you can see everything we do. That has information about all of our different programs. You should just check it out and see everything that we do. We also have equalityhouse.org, which we're in the process of kind of building that website, but we have shirts for sale such as this. This is Topeka, Kansas, and then we have a little rainbow house on it.
That's awesome.
That's another thing that's been awesome. A group, Take Back Topeka, has been really awesome to us, and they come over and we're organizing with them. And that's kind of, we're excited to be a part of that idea of like everyone just reclaiming this town as a peaceful place. Like, I mean, I honestly, coming up here, I thought Kansas, like we're going to backwards Kansas.
Yeah.
And I got here and it's a loving, amazing place. So it's been a surprise around the board.
Well, people are even asking where they can donate. Where can people donate to the cause? So I hope you keep getting more and more positive feedback and people support. And thank you for having this place.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by.
It was really cool. I mean, it's this very popular place that even when you stand in front of it, it not only feels like you're in some place that you've seen in pictures, but it stands for something. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this.
Feel free to follow us on Facebook or Twitter. We're always posting stuff. You should follow us because something like this random crazy could pop up again.
No, that's awesome. Hey, you guys are like getting a ton of attention for some really great things. So I hope it continues.
Thank you all for watching.
Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon. I'll be back in Manhattan on Friday if you are in Kansas. Thank you so much. And thanks to these guys. Here we are at the Equality House. Have a good one. And somebody said thanks for all the amazing